Greetings, and once again, we're here for another review of where we are on this journey to 1 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. Where we are on this journey to 1 million. This will be our second month review, and we're in the month of September, and it's 2025. Today is the 12th day of September 2025, and we're just going to look at how our portfolio performed in the previous month, which would be August, and also give you a weekly update so that you can see what it is like. We have been a little bit busy with managing other portfolios that we were not able to spend some quality time with this portfolio, but nevertheless, we will let you know exactly what it is that we have amassed, what the market has given unto us. I hope that as you journey with us and you experience the change and the transition that is taking place in real time, that you will be inspired to know that you can do this. You don't have to think too deeply. Just take the first step. The two main brokers that we use in ensuring that we have the best setup are Webull and Moomooo. I am going to leave the links to these two brokers for you so that you can use them to get the best use of your financial resources. The reason I love these brokers are because they are free to trade, which means that they don't charge you a commission if you're in the United States or you are considered a United States client. Other areas they may have some fees, but for the majority of the persons in the United States, they do not charge a fee. It's a no commission brokerage system. So if you're just starting out, you're not yet fully established, this is one of those platforms that you should consider so that you can get the best value for your money. And you know where we started. We started initially, one account had 100, another account had I think 500, another account had 1,000, and we have been adding to an account that we had initially started with 1,000. So we're going to look at all the accounts and see where we are. Another thing that I should make mention of is that Webull offers what we call futures trading. So if you're in the futures realm, this would be very important for you to actually use and maximize. So the technical analysis is the same whether you're trading the futures, whether you're trading stock, whatever it is that you are trading or doing. So God has given us wisdom, God has given us knowledge, but it is now imperative for us to use the knowledge, to use the gift, to use the time that He has given us to make the right decisions so that we can get the best from that which has been gifted to us. So, now, without further ado, let us get into our portfolio so you can see exactly what the Lord has been blessing us with as we use the knowledge that He gave us. Because all of this that we're doing, it's not that we are smarter than anyone else. It's not that we are wiser, we are more strategic. It's nothing like that. It's just using the information that we have based on the principles that God has given to us, understanding the way of the world and colliding them together so that we can have reasonable returns. So that is just something that I want you to always remember. And on this journey, as we make capital gains, I don't want you to think that we are doing it independently. We are doing it of ourselves. No, it's not ourselves that is doing it. It is because we are working in line, in tandem with the directions that God has given to us. That is why we are able to do what it is that we are doing. Now, let's get into our account. Enough conversation. We're opening our Webull account, and I just failed to mention to you that Webull has since this month reintroduced the crypto trading on its platform. So now we have crypto trading available once again on Webull. As my account opened, I just realized that I had initiated that we needed to add the crypto trading. So as you can see, these are my current position, my current holdings. I am in BMNR, and that is just momentarily to hold it as it progresses upward. We are heavily invested in SoFi, that is our major position. We believe that with one stock, with one conviction, you can change your life. And the stock that we're using is SoFi. SoFi is currently underrated, undervalued, but it is a phenomenal company. We saw Palantir in 2020. We bought it at the IPO and we held it because we believed in that company, and that company has done tremendously for us. So just study the company, study the CEO, understand the business principles, and when you understand and you can plan for the future, you can understand the direction of the company's trajectory. All right, so now let us look at where we are. So we're gonna be entering into our account, and now you are seeing that we are at $7,548.38. We have made some progress, and the majority of our positions are in the green. However, a few, the shorter term plays, those are in the red. All right, so we're just going to be managing our position, and we are also heavily in cash as we are trying to procure some SoFi calls at $40 strike price for 2026. However, the price currently is outside of our allowable limit based on our analysis. We want to get it at about 75, which would be an ideal position for us. It has not gone to 75 just yet, but if something should happen tragic in the market, then we should be able to capitalize on that. But in the interim, what we're planning to do in the coming week, the week of the 19th, there should be high volatility in the market. So we are going to be selling some puts so that we can generate some income while we wait for the price to come to where we are desirable of making a purchase. So with that in mind, I want you to just understand the strategy or the strategy that we are utilizing to maximize that which we have been blessed with. So the price that we want to get at least 50 of these contracts for is $73. That is the price that we actually want to get it at. 75 is the maximum we want to pay for it. Depend on the market trajectory and the volatility. If it comes down to 100 or 90, we may bite only a few, not the full position, just in the short term to see where it goes. So that if it's going up, we are on that trade. And if it comes down even further, then we add to that position. It has to make the move before the next 2 months for us to consider this a viable option. If it doesn't make the move down to our price, then we have to reevaluate and then make a decision as to how we will proceed. So that is just one of the plays that we are looking at, and the $37 uh, SoFi call for January, those also we were planning to purchase, but we changed our mind because the price moved outside of our desirable range. So we redeployed that funds into something else. All right. So all you have to do is to understand the market, and by the end of next week, the 19th, it should be the quadrivium series season, and in that season there will be high volatility expected. Not only high volatility, we'll also be expecting the new contracts for 2028 to be made available. When those contracts are available, then we will be proceeding to procuring based on what we anticipate for the future direction of this company. Now, another speculative play that we have is also in our $100 portfolio, which is SoFi at $33. We needed to actually make a move so that we can come out of the red and go into the green. So we need SoFi to even spike a little bit next week, and then we're going to cut our play and then roll that money into a longer term play. So we have to just have our minds made up as to what we're going to do in the event that, and how much loss we're going to be willing to take. And in our crypto account, we only have one position. This account, let me see if I can show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like in the Webull, on the Webull platform. Let me see if I can see the graph of how we have been doing, how much money we have lost in crypto. I wanted to see if I could show you, but I'm not quite sure exactly how to go about showing you. Okay, or profit and loss. So all time we have lost $10 in this crypto based on what this is saying, but that is not necessarily true. I think that we have actually lost $52.53 because this year we placed $100 into Shiba because this is the position that we have been holding. We had a few million Shiba. A time passed and we sold a few, made a few dollars, and we reinvested. This is when we were just starting on the journey to crypto. So this shows us the different amount that we bought at the different times, so you can understand the love that we have for Shiba. All right. So that there is just how it looks in this account. And don't feel intimidated. We also have Moomooo, which has or offers crypto trading as well. Now, let us get into our Moomooo account so that you can have a quick update as to where we are. Currently, we are sitting at $6,227.74. In this account, we started with $1,000 each. One of our position is up over 400%. In the other section of the account, we started with $1,000 or $900. However, we incrementally added and then we separated and divided. But what we should have done was to deploy all the capital at once. So this has taught us a good lesson. It taught us that when we are diversifying, we are actually reducing our potential for an increase. Also, in diversifying, we are reducing our potential for a decrease, or the degree of decrease that we can actually receive. So, what is this saying to us? This is saying to us that if you have a conviction, just stick with your conviction and operate on that premise. All right? And let the market determine if your conviction is right, and just give yourself time so that the conviction can mature, so that you can be a beneficiary of that which your mind has indicated to you. All right? So, as you can see, our position for SoFi for 2027 is that SoFi will be at $35, and we expect SoFi to be at $35 and even exceed $35. So, what we are going to be doing is that we are going to be liquidating this position and rolling that call up into 2028 or maybe even 2029, depend on what the market is telling us. And you see that we are invested in BBAI. We want to add some more into this position, but in order for us to add more into this position, we're going to have to engage in liquidating some of the other positions. All right, so in this account we have $51 that is available for withdrawal, but we're not going to be withdrawing from this account. We're just using this account for teaching education purposes. So as you can see that it is possible to even start from $100. You can make a difference in your life. If you have $1,000, that is even better. If you have $10,000, that $10,000 is a sweet spot. Starting from $100 is very difficult to grow, because you have to take some risk, which if you're wrong, you could be wiped out. If you're right, then you're in the race. And there's a 50-50 chance of you being successful, especially if you're not certain, or you're not privy to some information, or you don't have any idea as to what you're doing. Some persons get that big break, but not everybody will get that big break. So some persons will have to lose quite a bit before they actually get their feet fully on the ground to even start the race. But with that said, know that it is possible for us to transition, for us to progress, and for us to maximize that which we have been uh, gifted. All right, so these are some of our losers that we have had, uh, our top 5 losers, and these are our top winners. All right, so these are the companies which we have traded in the past, and they are listed here. Let us see how we have been doing since the year. We're doing the yearly, and we see that we have had 2 red months, and you're gonna have good months, you're gonna have bad months, but nevertheless, let us just take it with a grain of salt and progress with grace. All right, the month is still young, and we are progressing incrementally. All right, so you see that when we started this challenge, we actually started making effort in selecting good positions, so as we can sit with our busy lives and allow them to incubate. We bought ourselves time, so that if we don't have the money now, you can have the money later. You expect the money to come, then you just buy that time and say, hey, if it is that price at this time, then I will take on that risk. And you play the game in that regards, right? So if you do that, then you will be in a good position. You can't just think about getting rich quick. If you're starting from the bottom, you have to be very strategic. If you have $10 million and you just go by 1%, you're doing better than someone who has $10,000 and going up by 10%, even 100%. You're doing better at 1% in terms of the financial value of that increase. So the more money you have, the easier it is, and that is how compounding actually works. I want you to understand that it is possible to succeed, and I want you to succeed. God wants you to succeed. Your family wants you to succeed. In another sitting, we'll continue to have a discussion as to our additional plans to take us from where we are to 1 million. I hope to see you on that journey with us. Until then, be the stewards of the resources you have been gifted. Does it make dollars or does it make sense? Be blessed.